20 years, 5 months, and 15 days before being stabbed while acting on the set of a vampire movie, Terrence, 23, and Melanie, 22, stood together in the enormous lobby of an enormous talent agency in Beverly Hills. It was in this building that the agents of actors worked. It was in this building that the multi-million-dollar deals were made, which kept Hollywood turning. This was an amazing place. A sacred place. Hi, I'm Neil A. Yeager, and today I'm reading from my novel, Non-Hollywood. You can purchase Non-Hollywood on Amazon and all the other usual online bookstores. Check out this video's description for more info. This is Chapter 10, Hollywood Education. Jesus, Mel, said Terrence. This place is as big as an airport. Crazy. Yeah, Terrence agreed. Terrence walked up to the gigantic marble counter at the far side of the room and caught the attention of a young woman there. She greeted him with a smile. Hi, can I help you? Yeah, said Terrence. I'd like to talk to an agent. Which agent? Do you have an appointment? No appointment. I'd just like to talk to somebody, see if I could see what's going on. Well, the agents, they don't just come out and talk to people. You need an appointment. Then can I make an appointment? I'm new in town. I'm an actor, and I'd just like to talk to an agent, see what I can find out. The young woman started to laugh, but caught herself and kept her composure. It doesn't work like that. You can't just ask for an appointment. That's not the way it's done. Okay, said Terrence. Then how's it done? Well, this is one of the biggest talent agencies in the business. Actors, work for years to get an appointment with one of these agents. Beginners don't just stroll in off the street. That's not how it's done. Oh, I'm not a beginner. I did a movie in Indianapolis. And that's great. But this is the big leagues. You need to start in the minor leagues. And how do I do that? The young woman looked at him closely and asked, Did you just load up the car and drive out here? Did you not do any research? Terrence chuckled and said, I wouldn't know where to research. There was only one book on acting in our library, and it was from the 1950s and focused on the theater. But like I say, I had a part in a film in Indianapolis. And yes, we did load up the car and drive here. Well, you need to research. Said Terrence. I guess I first need to research where to research, because I have no idea where to research. Where should I research? The young woman said, If I were you, I would start with Samuel French. Who's Samuel French? Not a who. Samuel French is a bookstore in Hollywood. It's geared toward actors and filmmakers and such. That's where I would start if I were you. I didn't know there were this many books on acting, said Terrence as they made their way through the cramped aisles of the bookstore. Do you think they could cram any more books into this space? I feel like I could get buried under an avalanche of books. Melanie looked around and said, I don't see the point in going to college for acting. Just get a job here. Yeah, no kidding. Look, Mel, this whole wall is books on the business part of acting. Is it that complicated that you need 100 different books? Try to find one written by somebody you've heard of, said Melanie. Oh, see if Christian Slater has one. They both began to laugh. Through his laughter, Terrence said, Jesus, Mel, you're carrying my baby. Can you stop with Christian Slater? You'd better hope that I don't bump into him in person. I'm pretty sure I would do something pretty embarrassing. Okay, if that's the way you're going to be, you need to know what I might do if I see Justine Bateman. Oh, not her again. Oh, yes, her again. But I don't see a book written by Christian Slater or by Justine Bateman or by anybody else I've heard of. So I guess I'll have to ask somebody which one to pick. So they did. The clerk was pretty excited about the topic of the business of acting and actually recommended several books, which he kept piling into Terence's arms, plus a copy of a magazine called Dramalogue, in which Terence was told that he could find casting notices of films he might audition for. Eventually, Terence carried the stack up to the cash register and the books were rung up. The total was very nearly $300. "Oh," said Terence. "Oh my God," echoed Melanie. Maybe I should put some of these back." "No," said Melanie, "no. It's important. It's like an investment. You need this." She looked back at the cashier and said, "Would you take traveler's checks?" He replied, "We can, but only up to $200. "That's fine. I've got enough cash for the rest." She pulled a few traveler's checks and the cash out of her purse and handed both to the cashier. "Thanks," said Terence. "I guess we're going to have to rethink our budget, aren't we?" "Yeah, no kidding. At this rate, we're not going to make it anywhere near as long as we thought." "I suppose that I'll just have to get famous faster." "Yeah, please." "You got it. And thanks for the books."